Well, baby. The New York Rangers have extended Adam Fox for 7 more years. This was completely out of nowhere. It's a Monday. I should have expected this one, right? But the Rangers on a Monday, Rangers Monday, extend arguably the best defenseman in the league, without a doubt a top 5 defenseman in the league. They extend him for 7 more years at 9.5 per. And this, in my opinion, is a great deal for multiple reasons. Would you have maybe liked for him to take a bit of a discount? Sure, but he's worth every penny, and it's his right to get the bag. You could argue, sure, he requested a trade until he was here. He grew up a Ranger fan. He wants to be a Ranger for life. He wants to win a cup with the Rangers. That's probably what he dreamed about on his driveway, reenacting him winning, or him creating himself winning the Stanley Cup on his driveway with the New York Rangers. This is his childhood dream, and he's living it out. You could argue, sure, maybe a discount would have been nice, but he's worth every penny. You cannot tell me he's not worth every penny. This is going to obviously bring up a lot of questions of what are the Rangers going to do going forward in the salary cap. Do not think about that right now. We're going to talk about it in this video just for the sake of that, because I feel like we have to. It's important to talk about. But yes, it is going to be interesting to see going forward what the Rangers are going to do cap-wise. But just enjoy the moment, man. You have a guy that is easily a top 5 defenseman in the league, if not the best, locked up on your team for another 7 years at 9.5. And you look around the league at contracts that have been given out to defensemen. Erik Karlsson, you have a guy like him making over 11 million. I'm pretty sure he's making that much. I'm pretty sure Doughty's also making north of 11 million. Who else is? Seth Jones is making the same amount of money. And you know what the difference is between Adam Fox and then Seth Jones, Karlsson, all those other defensemen? He is only, what, 23 years old? Yeah, he's only 23 years old. That's the difference. Most of these guys are signing their deals when they're in their late 20s, going into their 30s. So we have him for the best 7 years of his career now, arguably. So I do not know how anyone could be disappointed with this contract. I really don't know how you could be. But yeah, obviously this is going to open up a lot of questions going forward of what the Rangers are going to do in terms of the roster. So if you look at their cap friendly now, which I don't know if I could start an armchair GM with the updated contract and everything yet. It is on cap friendly, but I am intrigued to see. But the Rangers, at least when I add his contract in, are going to have $11.6 million in cap space. And that's why you can't forget to add the extra $1 million in cap space kicking in going into next season. So they did update it. So 11.6. And then at the end of the season, they have Ryan Strome, who has an expiring deal. Sammy Blais. Kakko has an expiring deal. And then Georgiev in terms of the bigger names. 11.6 is not a lot to work with, but you could get it done. You could probably fit those guys in. And I'd imagine that the Rangers, I know it's early to say because Nemeth has literally only played 9 games for us, but I think it would be safe to assume that Nemeth might be out the door already after this season because of the fact they need to open up salary cap room. You need more cap space. So you imagine they decide to just fill that role in with a younger player. Since they have Jones in the system, they have Schneider in the system who are waiting. You'd imagine that they're going to package Nemeth with maybe a pick just to clear cap. And then you have an extra 2.5. It's not a lot more to work with, but it's definitely something. And really, out of all that, the only contract I could see costing a lot is Strome. Blais, I'd imagine, comes in at 2.5 at most. Kakko, it's tough to say with them because he's not shown signs of fully breaking out yet. But he hasn't shown those signs of fully breaking out, but it really depends if he does. But this means him, Lafreniere, when his contract's up, all of these guys are going to have to take bridge deals. But I'm a huge fan of this Fox deal. You can't complain. It's impossible to complain about this contract. It really is. But the Rangers, I'm sure, are going to... They have something ready. Clearly, they have something in place. They wouldn't just give Fox $9.5 million without having some sort of plan going forward. Now, yes, it could get screwed by negotiations, but hopefully, if the team keeps winning in the offseason, you could use that as a bargaining chip for guys to take discounts. That, hey, we could do this thing if you stay on a cheaper price. We want you part of this. Stay at a cheaper price. Hopefully, they could do that with Strome. Hopefully, they could do that with some other players. But at the end of the day, like I mentioned with Fox, it's their right to get the most money that they could possibly get as players. It's their right. So what are you going to do? And then in terms of Georgiev, either way, I don't imagine he stays. I'd imagine they find a cheaper backup goalie at some point, maybe even rock with Kincaid as a backup. But this is all stuff for the offseason. I'm not ready to talk about the offseason. We're in the middle of a season right now. So the only other question this really does bring up is, does this give Fox a chance at getting the C on his jersey next year? Obviously, they're not naming a captain now this year. I'd say it's a little bit tough to tell, considering he didn't even get a letter, and you had 6 other alternates this year. You have 6 other. So it is a little bit tough to say if he will get the C or not. Me personally, I'm still advocating for Kreider to get it, but I would not mind Fox getting it because of the fact that he grew up a Rangers fan. He wants this more than anyone on the team. Everyone on the team wants a Stanley Cup, but Adam Fox wants it with the New York Rangers. He grew up a Ranger fan, so obviously he wants it a bit more than the other players on the team. Plus, he is vocal. He is the leader on your back end. I mean, there's an argument there, but it will be interesting to see what they do with that going forward. But overall, let me know your thoughts on the deal in the comment section. If anyone complains, I want to know what it is you're complaining about. Is it the term, which would make no sense considering he's only 23 and you're signing him for the best years of his career? Or is it the AAV, which there could be a fair argument for that. But at the same time, I mean, he's a top defenseman. Like, come on. So yeah, that's really going to be it for this one. Just a short video. If you did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, turn the notifications on, and I'll see you guys in the next one.